Okay, now we're going to discuss the additional benefits, which include trial defense, IRS audit, protection and assistance, and everything else not already mentioned. First, we're going to start with the trial defense. If you, as the member, or your spouse or significant other, is named in a lawsuit, then you have some protection under certain conditions. First of all, and I don't know if this is going to be on the test, but you get 60 hours of an attorney's time to help you. 2.5 of that is pretrial time. And there's a couple things that have to make sense. It has to be defensible. If you do not have a defense to a lawsuit, then it is covered under the 25% discount, not under the benefit of this portion of the plan. So when legal assistance is needed, you're going to get 60 hours per calendar year to help you in the event that you as the member or the member spouse is named in a lawsuit. Now, it does not include class action lawsuits. It does not include purposeful negligent things. It does not include assistance with marriage dissolution. It does not include assistance with any other type of civil action. It has to be a civil suit being filed against you. It also includes work-related criminal charge. Now, there is some restriction to this. Number one, you must legally be working. Okay, and number two, it has to be something within the normal scope of the business. Okay, so it can't be something you're doing way outside of business. For example, if you're a door greeter and someone comes in and says something mean to you and you punch them in the face, that is not the normal course of business that you could be conducting. So that would not be covered under this particular benefit. Anybody have any questions as it relates to that? Yes?
It doesn't cover also for like administrative hearing.
Does not cover administrative hearings. Again, it has to be a civil action being brought against you. Good point. So you have to be a named defendant in a suit or a named defendant in a criminal charge that will be covered under this plan in order for it to kick in to effect. And it will cover you for as much as the hours will cover you. At the end, you may or may not have the right to take any additional action, but that is going to be solely at the discretion of the provider attorney. Does that make sense? Okay. And any claim in which the opinion of the provider attorney appears to be frivolous or groundless, okay, you are going to have some protection. If you're trying to be on the offensive, and this is where I want to be careful, this does not provide where you can turn around and sue someone under this benefit. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So, any other questions on the trial defense before we move to the second portion? Okay, let's just cover one quick thing. The people covered. It is you and your spouse or significant other. It is not your children or any other dependents under the plan would not be covered under this benefit at no charge. Okay, the next section is IRS audit services. Basically what that means is if you are named in an audit, you're going to get a scheduled number of hours to defend you. Now here's how it works. Whatever year you activate your membership, your taxes from that year are covered and the taxes that are due that year are covered. For example, it's 2013. Your taxes this year were your 2012 taxes. They would be covered under this plan. Okay, and they will give you assistance in how it works. I'm going to go through these. The covered person will receive up to 50 hours of professional services at no additional charge from the provider attorney when he or she is notified in writing by the IRS of an audit of his tax return or when he is requested in writing to appear at the IRS office concerning his or her tax return. Benefits will be provided as follows. You get 1 hour of professional services within the first 30 days for consultation, advice, and assistance. Okay, up to 2.5 hours beginning on the 31st day for representation for the audit. Okay, and then you get an additional 46.5 hours for representation at trial. Okay, it does not include garnishments or post-judgment relief. It does not include any kind of class action or interventions related to that. So basically, if you're audited, you've got some protection. Anything outside of a normal audit could be an exclusion, may or may not be covered. Okay, but always when you're taking the test, they're going to be speaking really in general terms. So when they're talking about audit, if they use the word audit, it's probably going to be covered. If anything doesn't look right, Like they're talking about a specific type. If they're talking about a business audit, not covered. So you just need to be careful with those things. Again, there's going to be multiple right answers on the question to the questions on the test. So choose the best right answer. Okay. The final benefit, did I catch everything? Yes, Mr. Stacy.
Is Schedule C taxes covered on this benefit?
No. Schedule C, for those of you, if you don't know what that is, go to the next recording. If you do know what that is, that's basically your business exclusions and deductions. They are not covered. So make sure if it says anything about Schedule C or your business or anything related to business, it is not covered under this portion of the benefit of the plan. So, great question. Thank you. Okay, the final benefit is everything else. Everything else. So, think of a legal situation. Yes, that is everything else. So everything else is covered under that, whether it's pre-existing conditions, whatever it may be. This would be the area where self-inflicted criminal charges would be. Bankruptcy, bank robbery, divorce, child support, child custody. Things like that are going to be covered under this portion of the plan.
Okay.
Adoption.
Medical malpractice is one that I heard years ago.
What is it?
Medical malpractice. That's right.
Well, that would be an offensive charge.
Medical malpractice.
Are you hearing it's not covered? Because I know people that have used it for medical malpractice, offensively.
25% that's the patient, but it's not for defense, the doctor.
Yeah, some sort of doctors.
Yeah, it's not for defense of the doctor. They're going to have malpractice insurance for that. So you can edit that up.
You're saying if you want to sue somebody for medical malpractice, then I can go to my provider attorney and at 25% use this portion to do that. Is that what you're saying?
One of two things.
Okay.
You can either get a reduced retainer if they believe they should take the case under a retainer, or not retainer, under a contingent. You get a reduced contingency.
Yeah.
But again, that's not going to be on here.
Yeah.
So I don't want to go into that. And they're not going to talk. I don't believe they talk about medical malpractice.
No, they don't at all.
Anywhere on the
Did
test.
he say anything about that? Oh, okay. I didn't hear you say anything about
It's just
that.
a doctor. I heard.
Yeah. And literally, the covered person will receive all other legal work at a 25% discount.
Right.
So exclusions. Under the exclusions, it says this does not apply under Title I or V of this contract. So there should be nothing excluded under Title V. And if you don't have medical malpractice insurance and you get sued and you want to use our attorney at a 25% discount, I 100% guarantee they will take that case.
That's big money.
I don't even know where we were.
I don't know.
Are we finished with the?
You paused that.
No, I did not pause it.
You did not pause it?
No, I'm saying I can edit it out. It's no big deal. Don't worry about that.
Hey Jim, you didn't hit 24/7 yet either.
24/7 is not going to be listed anywhere on here.
Okay.
Is that the end of the section you're doing or no?
No, we're gonna wrap up. So let's go back.
Oh, I'm
Let's-
go like this. That way I know. Okay, good.
Okay, and just kind of in summary, here's an important tip that you need to remember for the test. You will always receive the first benefit, and you will always receive the last benefit. So any time that you need advice, you're going to be able to get that, even on pre-existing conditions. Anytime you want to engage or hire the attorney to assist you on anything that is outside of the scope of the normal covered portion of this, you're always going to be able to use the 25% discount to hire the attorney at your expense to take further legal action. So the first benefit and the last benefit are always going to be there. You're always going to be able to get the advice you need, and you're always going to be able to engage and retain the attorney at your expense. Even if it's not covered under the normal scope of the membership, you're still going to be able to do that at a minimum of a 25% discount off of the attorney's normal hourly rates. Posted normal hourly rates. Go ahead, cut it.